Smile with Daniel.
Listen, wonder, and learn.
Mom, why does Swiss cheese have holes in it? Like, is someone poking them in? Or does something eat through it?
Daniel, good guesses, but it's neither. The holes form naturally during cheese making. And one of the biggest mysteries about how they form was only confirmed in 2015.
Really? Scientists only confirmed it in 2015?
People had a theory for over 100 years, but the full answer turned out to involve something nobody expected.
So, what was it?
Hey,
Hay. Like the stuff horses eat.
exactly that. Hey. But let's start at the beginning. Swiss cheese, specifically the kind called Emmental, gets its holes from bacteria inside the cheese.
So, bacteria make the holes.
During the aging process, certain bacteria eat the lactic acid in the cheese, and as they eat it, they produce carbon dioxide gas. That gas has to go somewhere, so it forms bubbles, and those bubbles become the holes.
So, the holes are basically trapped gas bubbles.
Yes, trapped gas bubbles that expand inside the cheese as it ripens, leaving those round cavities behind. Cheesemakers actually call them eyes. A cheese with no holes is called blind.
Blind cheese? That is the best term I have ever heard.
If you see a perfect Emmental with beautiful round eyes, a master cheesemaker can read them the way a doctor reads an X-ray. The size, the distribution, the shape all tell you something about how the cheese was made.
So, the holes are not just decoration, they are information.
Exactly. But here is the mystery that bothered scientists for decades. They knew the gas made the holes, but they could not fully explain why the holes formed where they did. The gas needs something to form around, a starting point.
Like, what kind of starting point?
Well, and this is the part that surprised everyone. Scientists at Agriscope, Switzerland's Federal Agricultural Research Institute, started noticing something strange in the 1990s and 2000s.
What did they notice?
The holes were disappearing. Modern Swiss cheese was developing fewer holes and smaller ones than cheese made 100 years ago. And nobody could explain why.
The holes were getting smaller? How does that even happen to a hole?
The researchers asked exactly that. And one scientist, Walter Bizig, had a hypothesis. He thought the answer might be hay.
Hey.
In traditional milking, milk was often collected in open buckets in barns. And in barns, there is a lot of hay. Tiny, microscopic particles of hay dust would float through the air and fall into the milk.
So the milk had invisible specks of hay floating in it.
And those specks became the starting points, the nucleation points, around which the CO2 bubbles formed. To test this, B6's team added different amounts of hay dust to purified milk and made cheese from it. The more hay particles they added, the more holes appeared.
So they could control the holes by adjusting the hay.
And they found something else. More hay particles meant more holes, but smaller ones. Fewer hay particles meant fewer holes, but bigger ones.
So modern cheese has fewer holes because modern milking is too clean.
Modern milking machines send the milk straight to a sealed container. No open buckets, no barns, no hay in the air. Far fewer hay particles in the milk. Far fewer places for bubbles to begin forming. Fewer eyes.
So the holes were a happy accident of old-fashioned farming. And when farming got cleaner, the accident disappeared.
For over 100 years, people thought they understood Swiss cheese. And it turned out the real answer was floating invisibly in the milk the whole time.
Because of hay that nobody was trying to add. That just fell in.
The best scientific discoveries are sometimes like that. Not the thing you were looking for. The thing that was quietly there all along. So, Daniel, what is one thing you are taking with you today?
So let's see. The holes in Swiss cheese are called eyes, formed by CO2 gas bubbles from bacteria eating lactic acid. But the gas needs something to form around, and that something turned out to be microscopic hay particles that fell into open milk buckets in old-fashioned barns. Also interesting to remember, when milking got cleaner, far fewer hay particles reached the milk, so the cheese developed fewer eyes.
And a cheese with no holes is called blind.
I am never going to eat Swiss cheese without thinking about hay again.
Good. That is exactly how it should feel.